Ladies and gentlemen, members and friends, Matt Bailey here, the branch director for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. Great to see you again. And July outturn is fast approaching. Now, June outturn's been massive. June outturn has been all about the festival casks, the festival releases, sharing those festival releases from Speyside, Lowlands, Campbelltown's Highlands, and of course, Islay has been really exciting and really great for us to have those releases come out pretty much the same time as the UK and the rest of the world got them by bringing them over really quickly and being able to share them with you all, which has been fantastic. However, around the corner is July outturn. Every month, we release new casks of whiskies to our members. Most of the time they're cask strength. A lot of the time they're single cask, which is the ethos of the society. However, every so often we get something that's a little bit different, a little bit out of the ordinary. Sometimes it might be a rum, it might be a cognac, it might be a corn whiskey, it might be anything. Our focus is always on flavour, and that's where we come in with July. Now, July malt of the month is a whiskey, don't worry, but it's a very special one. It's called Marmalade Overdrive. It's technically a Heresy because it's a blended malt, 14 years aged, matured in a selection of first fill bourbon casks and ex-Shiraz barrels. Now, it's not your ordinary, however, kind of cask makeup. So it says on the front, as I just said, first fill bourbon barrels and Shiraz casks. Now, Scotland don't produce Shiraz. In fact, Scotland don't produce much wine at all, if any. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple of wineries in Scotland, but really it's a tough game, especially when A, they're surrounded by such good European wine, and B, they all love Australian wine. Everyone loves Australian wine, and that's why we have used a selection of Australian wine casks, Australian ex-Shiraz casks, to make this Scottish blended whiskey. So it's not blended with Australian whiskey, but those casks have had Australian wine in them, and it is Australian wine casks and first fill American bourbon casks producing a Scotch whiskey, which is kind of cool when you think about it. You've got Australian wine casks, you've got American bourbon casks, and you've got Scotland making amazing blended whiskey in the result. So it's a cool backstory for us as well, because I actually helped source these barrels for the UK. So rewind about 5-6 years, and our spirits director, Kai Ivalo, sent me a message saying, hey, Matt, can you connect up with these guys over at NEB, N-E-B-B, who are going to provide us some barrels for the SMWS, and we got this relationship going with them. And so this is actually my first time trying something which I had an indirect hand in helping create, which is kind of exciting for me, and really exciting to see this come about. And it's called, the tasting panel have called it Marmalade Overdrive, blended malt, and a blended batch number 18. This is the 18th Heresy release. The first time opening it and first time tasting it locally, which is very exciting. We've been waiting a while for this one to come through. So we'll just have a little taste here. Immediately I get like juicy fruits, like red apple, get a bit of pear, bit of papaya, bit of what do you call it? Grapefruit, like the grapefruit seeds. Not grapefruit, sorry, passion fruit is what I meant to say. Passion fruit seeds. It's bottled at 50% ABV, which is what we bottle most of the Heresy range at. So it's a nice, full, rounded profile. Drinks at a slightly nicer, higher proof than sort of standard. We could bottle at 44 or 46 or 43%, but Ewan loves it at 50%. Ewan Campbell, our spirits manager. Definitely like marmalade on toast, which is what the Marmalade Overdrive comes in. Let's have a quick taste. That's so drinkable. At 50% ABV, it's juicy, it's tropical. The wine casks don't really get in the way though, which is lovely. It is a little bit older than our usual Heresy. It's 14 years old, which is, we've seen a lot of 8 and 10 and 12-year-old Heresy range, but seeing 14-year-old Heresy come through now, which is great. And I think it's really good for members to embrace blended malt. So it means it's entirely malt whiskies used in here, entirely selected single malts used in here. No grain whiskey was used to create this. It's got this lovely soft fruit and tropical note. That's July Malt of the month. It's a really fun, easy drinker. We're limiting it to 2 members, 2 bottles per member, I should say. 2 members per bottle. 2 bottles per member. And it's really exciting for us to be able to finally get this through on Australian Branch and share it with you all. So first Friday of the month in July on Outturn on smws.com.au/shop. If you're not a member yet, join up. And in fact, keep your eye out for a special membership version of this bottle. If you're not already a member, you can grab this bottle plus membership for just $1.99 only for July. See you all soon. Slàinte mhath.